Hello viewers and welcome to my new video. In today's video I'm gonna be talking to you about networking, and this is part number 8 of my series on how to be in a band. Before I get to it, please remember to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. First thing I'm going to say is that who has inspired me rather to do this particular part is somebody called Andy J, and he's actually known, he's doing his YouTube channel, but he's also doing his TikTok, and on there he's actually known as Dad Toothless Green. So yeah, check him out, you know, because it's really worth it. He's got some really cool videos, some really cool ideas. But effectively, he's one of these people who I have met on my musical journey. And Andy is actually a drummer. He used to be in a band called The Fiend, based in the northeast of England, and I actually participated or was a member of The Fiend probably for a couple of years, and did actually a European tour with them for 2 weeks. You know, we went all over Europe, you know, Holland, Germany, Poland, you know, that kind of thing. And it was absolutely fantastic, you know, and I've known Andy for quite a few years now actually, you know, last week I went to my other friend's wedding party actually, and he's a vocalist actually from another band called Extinction of Mankind, and actually surprisingly enough, Andy, who I was just talking about, is now currently drumming for Extinction of Mankind. So you know, you could say the world is small, but effectively it's really made me think and sort of reiterated that message in my own mind about how important networking is, you know, how important meeting people is, and sort of you know, cooperating, liaising with other people, you know, and so on and so forth. So when you're in a band and, for example, you want to achieve anything whatsoever, you know, you need to build a network of people. You need to communicate, you need to interact, you know, you need to be at the right places at the right time and things like that. So for example, what goes into that is attending gigs of other bands, for instance. So actually you show your support to the particular scene or the particular genre, you know, in which you kind of to which you belong with your own band. So you know, meeting people, you know, being friendly, being helpful, you know, offering your support. So when people want you to do something for them, you will sort of do that or go the extra mile to support them, to you know, step in sometimes maybe as a musician for another band. And I've actually done that myself. I was actually I wasn't per se in a band, but there is a band called Avas who sadly now actually split up, but I believe there might be something that they will be doing again. So it's like a melodic hardcore band based in Manchester, and they were really cool band, and my you know, close friends actually as well, and you know, I actually stepped in. They had some problems on occasions with one of the members who couldn't actually make some of the gigs, and had some really good gigs booked with, you know, some really good support slots and things like that they didn't really want to turn down. And they asked me at the time if I was willing to, you know, step in on the guitar and sort of play that set with them, and I said, of course, you know, I love your band, guys, you know, and I will gladly do that. So I did all that for them at the time. I think I played about 2 or 3 shows with them. So all that really matters, you know, the more you are present in those places, you know, where you kind of see your band being, you know. So for example, you communicate with some of the gig promoters, you know, you go to their gigs, you have a chat with them, you meet them in person, you kind of develop those interlinks and relationships, and through that it becomes a lot easier then to, for example, get your own gig, or if your band wants to perform, you know, maybe supporting another band that is kind of coming through town, then it's a lot easier to do it that way, because effectively people know you, you know, people know who you are, people know that they can rely on you, that you're a friendly person, you know, have a, you know, friendly personality, you know, and all that is very important. So it's how you behave, you know, how you present yourself to others, the you know, manners that you have, like I said, you know, being sort of helpful, being open, being sort of cooperative with others. It all matters really, you know. And sometimes, you know, you can't always be physically present somewhere, you know, at a gig, because of course, you know, you can't be everywhere, but you know, you still communicate, and you know, people find out about your own band in time. This is what happens, and they kind of contact you. Some people who I know, and I've also done this myself on occasions, it also works. It's like a you know, so gig swaps effectively. So for example, some people would put a gig on, or sort of they have a gig in a specific interval, say like every month or every quarter, in their own town, and they will invite all these other bands, you know, from other towns and cities to that particular place where they're from. And in return, and it pays off, because you know, they give effectively, you know, so they give their time, their energy, you know, their effort, and then allow other bands to come to their area and actually showcase themselves. So then in return, it becomes a lot easier for that band to get gigs somewhere else. So that also works, and I also think that this is definitely part of that networking arrangement, you know. So yeah, effectively, you know, being a good person, friendly person, getting on with people, meeting with people, contacting you know, people, sort of talking to them, whether it be in person or sometimes online, you know. Say if they live abroad in a different country, you can always kind of chat with them, you know, online, but it all matters and it all counts. You know, and you will meet some great people when you're in a band, you know, and that's also fantastic. I actually have another video on this, about people you meet on your musical journey, so you know, I'm going to leave a link to that video probably somewhere up here on the screen, so you can watch that as well. So you know, what are your experiences in terms of networking whilst being in a band? You know, if you could leave me a comment, that would be fantastic, and I'll read and respond to them all. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.